Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas. So friends, we have an application by the name CarriersCloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. And once you have downloaded, you can log in with your Gmail ID. And why I am suggesting you this application, because this is the one-stop solution for all the current affairs. This is the best of the best application and the platform where you can enhance your learning through help. Here you will be provided with multiple courses. Here you will be provided with multiple options of quizzes, and even you will be provided current affairs on daily basis. PDFs and quizzes will be provided to you on daily basis, both in Hindi as well as English. Here you will be provided current affairs with weekly basis and monthly basis also. Here remember, once you have done watching our video, then you can log in through this application, take out the PDF, read that PDF and go through the quizzes. That will enhance your preparation. Same you have to do for weekly and same you have to do for the monthly also. In monthly you will be provided with the top 100 important questions PDF and video also, that will enhance your learning, and it will be a very beneficial and important video for the revision perspective. And not just this friends, apart from this we also provide you banking and economic questions. We provide you state current affairs such as of Uttarakhand, UP, Tripura, Telangana, and many more. Not just this, apart from this, we also provide you topic wise current affairs, and the topics that we are providing you are really important. These topics are such as national affairs, international affairs, important days, sports, defense, science and technology, apps and web portals, obituary. These are the important topics that are being asked in various exams across India. So these are the topics that are must and should be covered and will be beneficial for the preparation of the students. Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important topic wise of defense and science and technology for the June month. This session will be an important session and it will be quite helpful for the revision perspective. So do watch this video till the end. Let's start. The first question is, name the exercise that was recently conducted by Southwestern Command of the Indian Army in the western border in Rajasthan, Punjab. And what is the name of this Southwestern Command? That is Sapta Shakti. Correct. So this command conducted an exercise recently. What is the name of that exercise? That was Sudarshan Shakti 223. That is, it was held in the year 2023. Correct. So Sapta Shakti, that is a command of Indian Army, conducted exercise Sudarshan Shakti in the western body of, or on the western borders of Rajasthan and Punjab. So what is the location? It is Rajasthan and Punjab. Correct. Rajasthan is the state that is performing the best in terms of solar energy. Then in terms of wind energy, it is Gujarat. In Gujarat only, second edition of Semicon India is being held, right, in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Then this exercise was from 22nd of May till 25th of May, right? And next thing, remember this, what is the name of the command that took part in this exercise or conducted this exercise? Sapta Shakti. Next, the dash edition of the annual naval exercise Ekatha between India and Maldives was scheduled to be conducted from 4th of June to 3rd of July in Maldives. First of all, remember what is the name of this exercise? Ekatha, right? This is a naval exercise. Then next thing, remember which edition it? It was the 6th edition of this exercise. So right option here becomes option 5. Then this exercise was conducted between India and Maldives. Next thing, this was from 4th of June till 3rd of July. Correct. And question can be asked that it was between which force? It was between the navies of these two exercise or these two countries. Correct. Ekatha exercise, and this was the 6th edition. That is the being question asked here. Next, the first edition of India Dash and UAE trilateral maritime partnership exercise was held in the Gulf of Munnar, right? So in the Gulf of Oman. So what is the location? Gulf of Oman, where the first ever edition of exercise that was held between India, France and UAE was held right? It was a trilateral maritime partnership that was held from 7th till 8th of June. And what was the aim? It was to enhance the cooperation between the navies of these three countries, right? So we can say the question if asked that it was held between which force, it was the navies of these three countries that took part in this exercise, where in the Gulf of Oman. Correct. Then here remember one of the Indian naval ship that took part here. What was the name? It is Tarkash. INS Tarkash took part in this exercise. That was the first ever edition of the exercise. That was the maritime trilateral maritime partnership exercise that was held in Gulf of Oman. That was between India, France, and UAE. So option 2 is right here. Next, the first ammunition cum torpedo cum missile barge of the series LSAM 15 Yard 125 was delivered to Indian Navy at the Naval Armament Depot that is in Karanja, that is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Correct? So remember, the first ammunition cum torpedo cum missile barge of the series LSAM 15. This was delivered to Indian Navy at the Naval Armament Depot that is in Karanja, Mumbai, Maharashtra. Correct? And a contract for 11 such ACTCM, that is your ammunition cum torpedo cum missile barge, 11 of such order or contract for 11 such has been delivered, right? And they will be built under Atmanirbhar Bharat. And this barge was built under the classification rules of the Indian Register of Shipping. And this will have a lifespan of almost 30 years, or we can say 30 plus years. Next, 12th iteration of the bilateral joint military exercise UKVRIN was held between Indian Army and Dash Country Naval Defence Force or National Defence Force, which commenced in Uttarakhand. So remember, recently we are talking about exercise UKVRIN. This is the exercise that was held between the Indian Army and your Maldives Army, right? And if asked that this exercise was conducted between the armies of these two nations, and this is exercise UKVRIN. This was the 12th edition of the exercise that was held recently, where, and if location is asked, then it was held in Uttarakhand in India only. Correct? It was held in the month of June, and it is a bilateral exercise that is conducted alternately, once in India and then in Maldives. Correct? So option 2 is right here. Next, Vice Admiral Biswajit Das Gupta, Flag Officer Commanding in Chief of Eastern Naval Command, inaugurated the Naval Airfield Integrated Security System and Naval Anti-Drone System at the Indian Naval Ship Dash in Visakhapatnam. So first we remember NAISS and your NADS. That is your Naval Airfield Integrated Security System as well as your Naval Anti-Drone System. They both were recently inaugurated at which Indian naval ship? It was your Indian naval ship Dega, right? At this Indian naval ship, these two security systems were inaugurated recently. Then they were inaugurated by whom? If the name of the person is asked, then Vice Admiral Biswajit Das Gupta, who is the Flag Officer Commanding in Chief of the Eastern Naval Command, who inaugurated these Naval Airfield Integrated Security System, that is NAISS, and your Naval Anti-Drone System, and they were inaugurated at Indian Naval Ship Dega, correct? And where? At Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, right? Then the question can be asked is that these two systems are being developed or were developed by whom? They were developed by Bharat Electronics Limited, BEL. Next, name the Indian naval ship that participated in the 4th edition of the multilateral naval exercise Komodo that was held in Indonesia. So it is your INS Satpura. Correct? INS Satpura, it participated in the 4th edition of the multi-naval exercise Komodo. This is the name of the exercise. Correct? This was held where? This was held, the location here is Indonesia. Correct? And it was from 4th to 8th of June. This exercise Komodo was held, right? It is a naval exercise 4th edition, and Indian naval ship
Satpura took part in this Komodo exercise. Correct? Then remember, there is an term Sagar. Can you tell me the full form of this Sagar? Sagar stands for security and growth for all in region. Right? Then remember in this MNEK, that is your multi-naval exercise Komodo. In this, how many countries took part? It was 36 countries that took part in this particular exercise. Then there was a theme also for this particular exercise, that is partnership to recover and to rise stronger. I repeat, partnership to recover and rise stronger. Next, in June, India participated in the 19th edition of the multinational peacekeeping joint exercise, that is exercise Conquest. This exercise was held where? It was held in Mongolia, right? Khan Quest. Correct? This exercise was held where? In Mongolia, and Indian army took part in this particular exercise, right? And which contingent from Indian army took part? It was your Gadwal rifles that took part in this particular exercise. Correct? And this was scheduled to be held from 19th of June till 2nd of July. Correct? Next is name the exercise that was conducted by the Northern Command of the Indian Army in Eastern Ladakh. It is your Agnistra 1. I repeat, Agnistra 1 is the name of the exercise that was conducted by Northern Command of the Indian Army in Eastern Ladakh. And this Agnistra, it means fire arms. Correct, in Hindi. Then here only an anti-tank missile and Carl Gustav rocket launchers, they also participated in this exercise Agnistra 1. Next, Union Minister of Defense Rajnath Singh inaugurated the Integrated Simulator Complex ISC Dhruv in June 2023. So question asked here is that in which state Defense Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated this ISC Dhruv, that is your Integrated Simulator Complex? It was in Kerala, right? This ISC Dhruv will host modern and advanced technologies, correct, that will help to improve the practical training of the Indian Navy personals. These simulators are designed to provide real-time experience to those individuals, right? And these simulators are built under Atmanirbhar Bharat, correct? So mark this ISC Dhruv, that is your Integrated Simulator Complex Dhruv. It is located where? It is in Kerala. Correct? Next, name the exercise that was conducted by Indian Air Force with a focus on integration. It is your exercise Ran Vijay. Right? Mark this exercise Ran Vijay. This exercise was conducted by Indian Air Force. The focus here was on integration, in which night operations and day operations were carried out using which aircraft? Using Sukhoi 30 MKI. Right? So remember, using this Sukhoi 30 MKI, day and night operations were conducted under the exercise Ran Vijay. Now question can be asked this which aircraft was used in this exercise? So Sukhoi 30. Then where was the headquarter of this Central Air Command where this exercise was carried out? It was in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Correct? So friends, these were your important current affairs for defense, right? Now we will be shifting to science and technology related current affairs. First question, name the North Korea's first spy satellite that has recently failed, as the new satellite transport rocket Sholima 1 lost propulsion and crashed into the sea. What is the name of the North Korea's first spy satellite? It is your Maligyong 1. Option 2 is right here, right? The important thing to remember here is it is North Korea's first spy satellite, right? Next question is, in May 2023, SpaceX launched a two-stage rocket Falcon 9 carrying how many satellites of Starlink mission into circular low Earth orbit about a distance of 540 kilometers above the Earth from California, USA. So So remember, in May, SpaceX, using their Falcon 9 rocket, launched 52 satellites of Starlink. And what is Starlink? Starlink is basically forming a constellation around the earth so that they can provide remote internet, or they can provide satellite internet even in the remote areas. Then a similar kind of company is OneWeb. It is UK based company, and recently OneWeb has launched their satellite internet on pilot basis in India, in which state? In Gujarat, and that too in 2 villages. This internet will be provided, and it is on pilot basis, and 100 crore rupees investment has been done for the same. Coming back, Falcon 9 rocket carried 52 satellites of Starlink into space, into the low Earth orbit. Correct? Next. Name the helicopter of the Indian Navy that has recently landed for the first time on the Indian naval ship Vikrant. So what is the name of that helicopter? It is MH-60R. This helicopter is also known by the name Romeo helicopter, right? Romeo, ROMEO. MH-60 Romeo helicopter. It is Indian Navy's helicopter, right? And it is for the first time that this helicopter has landed on INS Vikrant. Correct? Next. India carried out a successful training launch of a nuclear capable dash missile Agni-1 from APJ Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha. So this is it medium range, intermediate range, intercontinental short range, or intermediate range ballistic missile? So remember, this is a medium range ballistic missile, correct? That is Agni-1, correct? So India carried out the successful training of this nuclear capable Agni-1 missile, that is a medium range ballistic missile, and the test for the same, or the launch of this, was carried out from APJ Abdul Kalam Island, that is in Odisha. Correct? This is a 15-meter long missile. It can weigh around 12,000 kgs, and it has a range of over 700 kilometers. Correct? And it can carry a payload of up to 1000 kgs. Next, then question can be asked is that this Agni missile is being developed or has been developed by which organization? So these missiles are developed by DRDO. Next question is, name the SpaceX rocket that recently carried 22 second generation Starlink satellites known as V2 Mini to low Earth orbit from Florida, USA. It is your Falcon 9 rocket, correct? It carried 22 second generation Starlink satellites that are known as V2 Mini to low Earth orbit, and they were launched from Space Launch Complex, right, at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, USA. Correct? So Falcon 9 carried these 22 second generation satellite by the name V2 Mini into orbit, into low Earth orbit. Next, Chinese astronauts. These are the Chinese astronauts that have returned to Earth, that were on board which rocket, on which ship? It is your Shenzhou 15, right? So on board the Shenzhou 15 manned ship after completing their 6-month mission to build China's Tiangong space station. And who are they? Feng Zhulong, Zhang Qingming, and Zhang Lu. These are the 3 scientists that came back to Earth on board Shenzhou 15 manned spaceship after completing 6 months into space as they were building the Tiangong space station. Right? Next is the Indian Navy and DRDO. They have successfully engaged an underwater target with an indigenously developed heavyweight torpedo that was named Varunastra. I repeat, this is the name of the torpedo, correct? Heavyweight torpedo. So it is your Indian Navy and DRDO. They have successfully engaged an underwater target with their indigenously developed heavyweight torpedo that was named Varunastra. Correct? Now the question can be asked is that Varunastra was developed by whom or tested by whom? It was developed and tested by DRDO. Correct? And Varunastra, it was inducted into Indian Navy in 2016, and it is being developed by Indian Navy along with National Science and Technology Laboratory along with Bharat Dynamics Limited, right? And this, remember, this National Science and Technology Laboratory, this is a part of DRDO only. That is the reason I said this was developed by DRDO. If DRDO is mentioned in the option, then go with DRDO. Either if it is mentioned NSTL, then go with NSTL. Correct? So what is the speed of this torpedo? 40 nautical miles an hour. Next, which country has unveiled the first indigenously made hypersonic ballistic missile Fateh with a range of 1400 kilometers? It is Iran, right? So recently Iran has unveiled the first indigenously made hypersonic ballistic missile by the name Fateh. It has a range of 1400 kilometers. Correct? And Fateh in Farsi language means conqueror. Remember this also. It can go up to 15 Mach. That means not March. 15 Mach. Mach means the speed of sound. 1 Mach is equal to speed of sound. That means it can go to 15 Mach. Next, name the company that recently partnered with Indian Navy for procurement and deployment of quantum key distribution based systems. It is your QNU Labs Private Limited, right? This is a leading quantum technology startup, right? They partnered with Indian Navy and it is for the procurement and deployment of this quantum key distribution based system. With this collaboration, remember, Indian Navy, they will become the first agency to procure large scale quantum based encryption systems, right? It is your QNU Labs Private Limited. Next, which company has recently announced the plans to launch the world's first multi-sensor Earth observation satellite, Drishti, in 2024? It is your Galaxy Space Solutions Private Limited, right? This is a space tech startup that was incubated by IIT Madras, and they are developing the world's first multi-sensor Earth observation satellite by the name Drishti. Correct? This will incorporate a visual spectrum camera that will allow imaging capable of capturing multiple images simultaneously. And this startup is going to launch this Drishti into space in 2024. And this will be India's first and the world's highest resolution multi-sensor imaging satellite. Important. World's first and world's or we can say it is the India's first and the world's highest resolution multi-sensor imaging satellite. Next is name the country that recently carried out an initial test flights of an autonomous aircraft that can carry passengers and heavy cargo and air taxi to ease the traffic congestion on the roads. It is Israel. I repeat, Israel recently carried out their initial test flight of an autonomous aircraft that can carry passengers and heavy cargo, that is an air taxi, to ease the traffic congestions on the road. This revolutionary aircraft, which is a part of the government-led pilot project, also known as the Israel National Drone Initiative, it is expected to serve as future public transportation, right? Air taxis. And first airport for air taxi and drones, UAVs, were launched in which country? It was opened up in United Kingdom. Next, name the company that has recently partnered with ISRO to design and develop crew module recovery modules for recovery team training of the Gaganyaan mission. So this was developed by Tata Elxsi, right? Tata Elxsi, a leading global design and technology company, they partnered with ISRO to design and develop crew module recovery modules for recovery team training of the Gaganyaan mission. And the project marked Tata Elxsi's entry into the mechanical design for space. Correct? Apart from this, remember, ISRO's Gaganyaan mission aims to demonstrate human spaceflight capability by launching a 3-member crew onto an orbit of 400 km for a 3-day mission and bringing them safely to Earth by landing them in the Indian sea waters. Next, Agni Prime. This is a new generation ballistic missile that was successfully flight tested by DRDO from APJ Abdul Kalam Island of the coast of Odisha. Question asked here is this: Agni Prime is a surface to surface blasting missile with a range of up to 1000 to 2000 kilometers. Right? This Agni Prime, this was tested by DRDO of the coast of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in Odisha, right? And it is a two-stage solid propellant blasting missile. It is a surface to surface. This is also important. Question can be asked: is it surface to air, air to air, or surface to surface? So it is a surface to surface blasting missile that is a range of 1000 to 2000 kilometers, right? And it was first tested in June 2021. Next, in which city the world's most powerful, largest and the fastest wind tunnel JF 2022 was constructed in June? So it was constructed where? In Beijing, China, right? China, they have finished the construction of the world's most powerful and largest and the fastest wind tunnel JF 22, correct? And it is located in the mountains of Huai-Rao, right? It is in northern Beijing, correct? Then remember, it has a diameter of 4 meters and can generate extreme high airflow speed of up to 10 kilometers per second. That is 6.25 miles, 6.2 miles per second. Also remember, this is capable of stimulating hypersonic flight conditions of up to Mach 30, that is 30 times the speed of sound. So world's most powerful, largest and fastest wind tunnel is located where? In Beijing, China. Next is name the company that recently signed a contract with Indian Army for the indigenously developed tactical LAN, that is local area network radio, to provide reliable and interference free communication. It is your Astrom Technologies Private Limited, right? This company recently signed a contract with Indian Army to develop tactical local area network radio, tactical LAN, to provide the reliable and interference free communication, correct? It is the second procurement contract of the Indian Army that is signed in order to furthering their commitment to make in India campaign a reality, correct? Also remember, the Astrom Technologies company, they also developed Giga Mesh. What is this Giga Mesh? This is an innovative wireless product that will solve internet problems of rural parts of India. So this Giga Mesh was also developed by Astrom Technologies Private Limited, and they tied up with Indian Army to develop this tactical land radio to provide reliable and interference free communication. Next, name the Indian aerospace company that recently launched their first satellite ABA first runner on a SpaceX Transport 8 mission from California, USA. It is your Azista BST Aerospace Private Limited, right? This is Ahmedabad, Gujarat based aerospace firm. They launched the first ABA first runner, that is your AFR, on board SpaceX, correct? And it was this was carried by Falcon 9 rocket as a part of the Transporter 8 mission. Next is which of the following warships of Indian naval ship has launched by the Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited at the shipbuilding facility of L&T in Chennai, Tamil Nadu? It is INS Arnala and INS Sanchodak, right? So both option second I correct. It is not INS Arnala, it is INS Sanchodak and INS Anjadeep. So these two Indian naval ship recently, remember, they have launched by the GRSE at shipbuilding facility of L&T in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, right? INS Sanchodak and INS Anjadeep, correct? Important, take a note. Next, which among the following countries recently launched 41 satellites into space in a single mission using Long March 2D rocket? It is China, right? So China launched 41 satellites into space using a single mission using Long March 2D rocket, right? This resulted in a new national record for the highest number of satellites deployed in a single mission. So how many? 41 satellites were launched in a single mission using Long March 2D rocket by China. Next, name the Indian company that recently showcased its version of the metaverse called Bharat Meta, that is India's first of its metaverse platform at the VivaTech 2023 that was held in Paris. So, it is your Kia.ai. This is the name of the company that showcased their first metaverse of India, that is Bharat Meta, right? This is the first of its metaverse platform at the VivaTech 2023 that was held in Paris. Correct? It was from 14th to 17th of June. And this VivaTech, remember, this is the 7th edition of the Europe's biggest ever startup and tech event. Here, metaverse refers to a multi-dimensional digital space that employs virtual reality and augmented reality to provide lifetime experiences to users online. This is your Bharat Meta. Next is SpaceX. They successfully deployed a new communication satellite of dash country that was named Staria 1 to geosynchronous transfer orbit. So remember this Staria 1, this is the satellite of which country? It is of Indonesia, right? It was deployed by SpaceX, correct? And it was deployed into the geosynchronous orbit, correct? Next. Next is name the company that recently delivered India's first armored light specialist vehicle to the Indian Armed Forces. And what was the name of that vehicle? Armado, right? It was delivered by Mahindra Defense System, correct? And this is wholly owned subsidiary of Mahindra and Mahindra. They have started delivering the first unit of this Armado to the Indian Armed Forces. And Armado, this is the India's first armored light specialist vehicle that was designed and developed by Mahindra, correct? Next, which company has recently conducted the flight qualification test of the Raman 1 engine that is intended for roll attitude control in the Vikram 1 rocket in Bangalore, Karnataka? It is Skyroot Aerospace, right? So remember, which company? Skyroot Aerospace. They conducted the flight qualification test of Raman 1 engine, correct? This Raman 1 engine will be used in Vikram 1 rocket, correct? And where was this test carried out? It was carried out in Bangalore, Karnataka. This Skyroot Aerospace, this is a Hyderabad, Telangana based startup that is an Indian space company, correct? Next, name the IIT that recently conducted a test flight experiment for their cloud seeding project. That is your IIT Kanpur, right? IIT Kanpur recently conducted a flight experiment test for their cloud seeding technology, and this cloud seeding technology is basically to make it rain, right? When there is moisture in and there are clouds in the atmosphere, then this using this cloud seeding technology we can make it rain, right? And for this we need some chemicals that are sprayed into those clouds. One of them is silver iodide, remember this, right? Iodide. Next is SpaceX has launched 47 Starlink internet satellites through Dash rocket from the Space Force Station in Florida, USA. So they were carried using Falcon 9 rocket, and 47 such Starlink satellites were launched from Florida, USA. Next, name the research institute that recently delivered the Solar Ultraviolet Imaging Telescope, that is SUIT, to the ISRO for their Aditya L1 solar mission. It is your which university or research institute? That is Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Physics. Recently, remember, they have delivered this SUIT. And what is this SUIT? Solar Ultraviolet Imaging Telescope. This was delivered to ISRO for their Aditya L1 solar mission, correct? And what is this Aditya L1 solar mission? This Aditya L1 solar mission is to study the sun, correct? And L1 here signifies the Lagrange 1 point where this particular satellite will be placed into the space or into the outer universe, correct? Next, Next is our Union Minister of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, Purushottam Rupalaji, launched Report Fish Disease, an Android-based mobile application for aquatic animal disease, right? And this which research organization of ICAR has developed this app under National Surveillance Program for Aquatic Animal Disease. So, right, to report those diseases that are carried or that took take place in those animals, and to report them into on those fisheries or those animal disease, right? So basically in animal, in any aquatic animal, if there is a disease and if anyone wants to report the specific disease, so they can report them on this application, that is your Report Fish Disease, an Android based mobile application. Now question asked here is, this Report Fish Disease application was developed by whom? It was developed by ICAR, National Bureau of Fish Genetic Resources. Correct? Important. Next. So friends, these are your important current affairs for the day. I hope you have understood the assignment. So in today's video, we have discussed defense and science and technology topics for the month of June. These topics are important and you should definitely know these questions. If not, do take a note of this. Do watch this video again. That will be beneficial for you, right? So that's all for the day. Thank you and have a nice day.
That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at AffairsCloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the of courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is AffairsCloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is VICAS10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code VICAS10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number, that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.